Hey, what's going on, guys? So I am super excited to open this box. This is a mystery box of precious metals. This is Steven's Best Loot new loot box. All right, so we're going to open this together on camera here in a second. But first I want to give you some details of what this is in case you have no idea. So Steven's Best Loot, who is an Instagram seller mostly, although he's branched out quite a bit, he's really growing his business rapidly. He's on other social media as well. He has a YouTube channel. I've done unboxing videos before showing stuff I bought from him. I bought quite a bit of stuff. Now he's my go-to dealer, let's say. He's my guy in the corner, if you will, with precious metals. Now he has a huge variety of stuff and always a ton of inventory. And that's one of the reasons why I always went to him, because of his prices and the variety of stuff he has. Now, once in a blue moon, I'll use another dealer like on Instagram or something. If I'm looking for something super specific and he happens to not have it that week or whatever, I'll branch off. I try different people all the time. But he's my main guy. He's the guy I keep going back to for the prices and the variety. Now, he has recently started a loot box. The loot box is a monthly club for precious metal stackers. Now, what's really cool about this is that this is a huge advantage if you're just looking to get, metals as cheap as possible. This is also a great thing for someone who's starting new. Like, I get a lot of messages because I obviously talk silver and gold occasionally, and I'll talk precious metals on this channel, and people are like, they'll send messages like, hey man, I never really thought about like silver, how's it work, all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm no expert, by the way. I'm just a guy with hobbies. You guys know that at this point. But I try to direct people to other professionals that might be able to explain it better and just kind of, go over the whole reason as to why you'd want this stuff in the first place. But yeah, something like this would be awesome for a beginner, because if you don't know where to start, like there's so many different avenues that you can go with stacking. You can get collectibles, you can get just, the cheapest silver possible, bars, coin, I mean, you name it. There's a million directions you can go. It branches out into so many things. It could be a little overwhelming. So something like this, getting random items, especially starting, might be a really good avenue to go down, because you might get, a couple coins in here and you think, that's kind of cool, whatever. Maybe you get a slabbed coin and you go, you know what, that's my thing. I like that. I like graded coins. Or maybe you get a piece of poured silver and you're like, you know what, that's my thing. So it gives you a variety to choose from and a variety to see in person, which is really nice. But also, if you just want, silver and gold and platinum and stuff as cheap as possible, this is the new thing, the new kid on the block. Now, what's also really cool about this, and what sets this box, apart from some of the other, companies that have been doing this for a couple of years now, is the fact that you have more variety than anything. A lot of times when you're using other companies, they'll give you generic bars or generic rounds or something. But in this, you can get gold, you can get silver, you can get platinum, you can get generic, bars or rounds, you can get collectibles, you can get coins, you can get poured silver, different art pieces. You can get slabbed or graded coins. You can get world currency, US currency, 90%, 40%, 35%, jewelry. I mean, who knows, right? So he has different tiers. So the cheapest is $50. Then he has a $250 tier, which is this. This is a $250 box. Then he has $500 and he has $1,000. So you might be asking, well, what if I want $100 worth? Well, that's fine. You can use any combination of increments. So because of the 50, you can do a 50 or you can do 100 by just getting two of the 50s. Does that make sense? You can do 150 or 200 just by getting multiple 50s. So any increment of 50, obviously you can do by getting multiple boxes. But just to make it easy, that's what he has. 50, 250, 500, and 1,000. So using some logic here, if you get a $50 box, you're probably not going to see gold, because even a gram piece of gold is going to run 65, 70, 80 bucks, depending on, spot price and stuff. So, you obviously are being more limited by what can be in here because of the price point. But if you have like a $1,000 box, it could be anything. You could have a 10th ounce gold in there. You can have some platinum. You can have, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so I know I'm doing a lot of talking here. I just want to kind of explain this a little bit. One thing I did want to talk about too is shipping, because he does give you the option to either pay a flat rate $15 shipping price, or you can incorporate the shipping price into your box. Now keep in mind, if you do that, let's say you want the $50 box. You're kind of an amateur. You're just, testing the waters here. You don't want to spend a bunch of money, or you don't have the money to spend. And you want a $50 box, you either pay $65 and you get $50 worth of precious metals, or you pay $50, but now you're only getting $35 worth of precious metals in your box. Does that make sense? But it's really cool that he gives you the option. Now, something else I think is huge is that if you are a customer, like you already buy from him, these boxes won't be as random as you think. They'll be tailor-made for you. Like, for example, if you have bought from him 4 or 5 times in the past and every time you bought, you got graded coins, you got slabs, guess what he's putting in your box? He's going to put a slab or 2 in there because he knows that's what you like. So the fact that it could be tailored to you if you happen to be existing customer is awesome. But for the most part, you know, if you're random or if you're a new customer, a new viewer of his lives and stuff like that, and he doesn't know you, then it's probably just going to be random stuff. But at the end of the day, just like every monthly club, you are getting the biggest bang for your buck. All right, so I've been doing a bunch of talking. Let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Today's EDC is a wee banter. We'll definitely be showing this in a future video. All right, if you guys are into the knife thing, which most of you are, you will see that coming up down the road because I love my banter. And this is the second one. Let's go ahead and do this. Turn this sideways. Obviously, you'll be careful opening these boxes. Not only do you not want to cut yourself, but you don't want to scrape and scratch up the contents. All right, so you can see obviously I've never had a problem, you know, knock on wood, with any of Steven's packages. It's coming literally across the entire United States from Washington, you know, all the way to northeastern Pennsylvania here. But, you know, all these guys pretty much, they pack up their stuff really, really great with the security tape and everything. So, like I said, never had an issue before. But I have no idea what to expect in here. Again, this is the 250 box. Oh, feels like he has it taped up in there. Okay, so there is one box. Make sure that's everything. And it is. All right, so we have a sticker here, if found, please return to. And that's a nice idea, by the way. I've seen that before with his packages. In case the package gets destroyed in the outside box, like you can't read the label, at least the stuff just doesn't go to lost and found, you know, or anyone can grab it. At least there's information on there. All right, so more security tape, which I don't mind seeing. I like everything being nice and secure. All right, so dun, 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 dun. All right, we have a card and a note. So here is his card, all right, which is very cool. I actually got one of his, you know, personal rounds with the flag logo, which I thought was really cool. You see there, gold, silver, precious metals, stacking, collecting, investing. All right, if you guys can, you know, scan that through your screens, go ahead and check it out. I have bought from him on Whatnot. I talked about that before, but absolutely prefer Instagram. Just easier. And of course, you can email him as well. All right, so let's see. So this is just an invoice. All right, I'm not going to look at that because I do not want to spoil the surprise. All right, so let's see what's in here. Here is the loot. So you can see everything's nicely packed up here. Take that garbage off to the side. Get rid of that for now. All right, open our knife back up. Gotta open our bag. All right, we'll pull one piece out at a time and see what we have. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, very cool. Oh, man. All right, so right on top, we have another SBL round. Super, super cool. All right, hold on. My alarm's going off. Of course, right in the middle of the video, alarm goes off or something. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. We got a lot of goodies in here. All right. Oh, yeah. This is what I was talking, well, I'll show you in a second here, but as far as, you know, kind of customizing this pack, because I purchased from him before. So first off, we have one of his very awesome newer designs on his rounds. It says Stack Loot. There's a 1 ounce silver rounds, and we have the ship there, which is very cool. Love it, the skull and crossbones, 999, 1 ounce, SBL. Very, very cool start. Put that in the background there. Then it looks like he knows that I have a huge fascination with 90%. So he has some 90% here for me. So we have 2 Walking Liberty halves. Very cool, 1942 and 1941. These look like they're in actually really nice condition. All right, they're not slicks or anything like that. All right, those are 90% silver, American currency. Then we have a 40% Kennedy, 1968 and 1967, so 2 40%ers. Very cool. Then we have 1965 Kennedy, and 1967. All right, so 4 40%ers all together. That's some, looks like some cool stuff from, oh, this is something completely different. I noticed this first from Scottsdale. This looks like one of their half-ounce rounds. Very, very neat. Very, very cool. 1/2 ounce, Scottsdale Mint. Love that lion on there. All right. Then, what is this? I gotta pop this guy out. There we go. Nice tight shot. This is a 1 ounce MK Bars round. Very cool. All right. He has a very good relationship with MK Bars. A lot of people collect his poured silver. This says Apocalyptic Countries. And of course, you got the guy with the gas mask on the front. 999. On the back, it looks like a very interesting large building, an old building. Very cool. Very nice. All right, so that's a great start. Back this out. Put that back in its little flip here. All right, put that off to the side. What else we got going on here? Damn it. Oh, I feel a slab coin. Look at this. 1956 Benjamin Franklin half. This is an MS66. Very cool. I actually just bought, and again, this is where the tailor-made stuff comes in if you happen to buy from him. I just bought a Franklin Bugs Bunny die clash error that was slabbed from Steven. So he knows I like my slabs and my Franklins. So this one is very, very neat. Very cool. MS66, that is fantastic. All right, put that off to the side. We have another slab. An MS70 2012 Silver Eagle. MS70, if you're not familiar, if you're not into the coin stuff, this is a perfect coin. There is absolutely not a thing wrong with it. It is in pristine condition. An NGC slab. Very cool. So we have PCGS and NGC. 90% silver, 100% silver. Well, 999. All right, so 99.9% silver. Very, very cool. Is there something else in here? It feels like there is. What is this? Ah, very cool. More poured silver. 1 ounce R. So let's open this guy up. See what's going on here. Oh, I like the way this feels. All right, let's give a zoom on this guy. R. So this is another MK Bars. 1 troy ounce. Of course, love the skull with the knife in its mouth. This is one of those pieces that's just fun to play with. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you have some 90% or even, you know, something like Steven's rounds, this is very cool, but, you know, there's some really nice polish on this thing, and you don't, like, want to kind of tarnish it. I mean, silver tarnishes and tones a little bit more, you know, obviously than gold. You could probably handle your gold a lot more than your silver. But something like this, you don't have to worry about it. Like, I could play around with this. This is something I'll watch a video and literally almost like a, you know, fidget spinner or something like that. Just kind of play with it in my hand, you know, it's just fun. Super, super fun piece there. All right, is that it? I think that is it. Okay, the bag is empty. All right, so let me get a tally on this kind of stuff, and we're gonna look at value. All right, guys, I am back. So I have a quick little rundown here on value and prices and stuff. So just to rip through these real quick, well, here's a sheet. You can pause your screen there and look at this. Hopefully my math is right. So the first thing is the 2012 MS70 American Silver Eagle. This is valued at $65 by NGC, who actually slabs it. In fact, if you guys you know, like your slab coins and you don't already do this, you should download their app. NGC has their own app. All right, you can go to verify coin to make sure they are correct. You go to scan barcode. All right, boom, there's the barcode. Sometimes you get a picture of the actual coin. In this case, you don't have a picture, but it's showing $65 as per their price guide value. Now, of course, those prices will fluctuate depending on where you're buying them. You could pay more than that. You could pay slightly less than that. Steven always does an awesome job on these, though. So it's in and around that price, though. So that's what I'm using as a base price there. All right, next up is the PCGS. This is a 1956 MS66 Franklin. And this one, I also have the PCGS app, so you should be using these as well. All right, in this particular case, you can also verify that it's real. I mean, once it's slabbed, you know it's real, but sometimes slabs are actually faked as well. You can use the scanner and you can scan these. So now that I scanned it, it should come up this coin, which it does. And they're showing a value of $75. All right, so that's where I'm getting the value for this particular coin. It's awesome too. It shows all kinds of information about the specific coin. All right, so 65 bucks, $75, okay? And again, these are just estimated prices. These can be worth more. This one happens to have a little bit of toning on it, which is pretty cool on the back here. People go nuts. I mean, this is not going to pick up the color properly, but people go crazy for toned coins, so that toning can actually add quite a bit of value in some cases. All right, so next up we have the MK bars. These are the poured rounds. Now, I didn't find these exact ones on there on his website right now, but the 1 ounce rounds like this, they average $53, okay? Because you're paying for his time to actually make them. It's an art piece, it's collectible. A lot of people collect this kind of stuff. Specifically, MK bars is very established in the community, so it does fetch a little bit of a higher premium on their stuff. So these at $53 a piece. Next we have Stevens rounds. Now I want to say, now this is where it gets a little tricky because I'm trying to go by memory here. I'm putting a value on this at about $29. I want to say he sells these rounds for $31. Obviously having a private, round made costs a lot of money. Now I think sometimes he will throw a deal in there every now and again, so it's around $28, $29, somewhere in that range. All right, when I get to the end, I'll give you the basic rundown here as well, because this price that I'm coming up with all these would still be just a little bit higher than what he would charge, but we'll get there. So next up, we have the Scotty half ounce. Now I wanted to estimate these at 15 bucks, but I actually looked it up because I do take screen caps occasionally of Stevens' like little menu. So you go to a restaurant, you get a silver menu there. So a few days back, he was selling these for $16.25. And people are buying, tubes at a slight discount, but they were selling like crazy. People like these fractional silver pieces as well. If you bought this directly from Scottsdale Silver, it would cost you 17 bucks with a credit card. All right, so $16.25 is the value I'm putting on it because that's what Steven usually sells them for, or at least has recently. Keep in mind, all these prices constantly fluctuate with the spot price changing constantly with metals. So next up here are the two walkers. All right, I put the value at $21 because this is $1 face. That's average what people are selling junk silver for, 90% silver. All right, so about $21. It's probably even a little shy just because, people are getting more for that right now. And the last thing is the 40% Kennedys. There are 4 here. Now I did look back at my screenshot and Steven was selling 40% stuff, which is kind of a side story here. I asked him because he mentioned that he was going to get 40 in, and I like the cheap silver. When you get into like war nickels, which are 35% silver, and these Kennedys, which are 40% silver, you can get this stuff super cheap. That's why I've kind of focused on it in the past, and I asked him about it, and I was really interested, but the timing didn't work out. He got in $100 space of this stuff, and I would have bought every single one of them if I could. But when I popped on, I was broke. I was watching the live just because it was, very fun to watch. And he happened to mention, hey, I got those 40%ers in, and I got an empty wallet. So unfortunately, I had to pass up on that, and a bunch of other people got in on it. But he probably remembered that, so he threw this in the box. That's, again, part of the kind of customization of stuff, which is really cool. But anyway, these 4 together are valued at $16.50. He was selling them at $8.25 face, and it's $2 face here. So that brings us up to $328.75. Now, this price here would be if you kind of bought this stuff like outside of Steven's lives. Steven does awesome prices constantly, especially his bin deals and stuff. So I would knock another $30 off of this price and just call this a cool $300 if you bought this from Steven on lives. That's a discounted price already. But as you can see, by getting it in a loot box, it's still $50 plus more silver and more value than if you just bought from him, even with his crazy deals sometimes. So that's where the value is in these loot boxes. Because he has the opportunity to put in whatever he wants, he has a lot more flexibility and he can give you a lot more value, which is really cool. I am absolutely in love with this. You guys know I like the monthly boxes, clearly. I do a bunch of unboxings all the time on the channel. But silver is really up there. I'm kind of looking into maybe possibly a monthly knife club too, because you guys know how much I love my knives. But this makes sense. It makes sense in a couple different ways. If you're consistently buying every month, if you happen to be buying from Steven as well, or you are, a new customer to him, it just makes sense in that you're going to get more for your money. but it's also very cool if you're just starting. Like, you know, if you just get a bunch of random stuff. And by the way, he happened to mention in the note that this is like a prototype deal. I'm literally the first box that he sent out. He made a video talking about it. I contacted him. He got the box out right away. There's going to be a lot more variety even in the future, a lot of different branding on stuff. This is just what he threw together right away because he was playing with the idea of doing this and decided to launch it. Now, I happen to think this is an awesome idea. Steven's a really nice guy. He's just really down to earth. It is a family business. His wife helps out. His friends help out. He has employees that, you know, pack things up and move things around for him and stuff. It really, you get a huge sense of family and friends when you're watching his lives and, you know, his little kid comes in to say goodnight, you know, he says, "Goodnight, Instagram." It's the cutest thing in the world. And he is just a down to earth dude. He's a no BS, just tell you how it is, you know, here's what's going on but bringing the deals because he's the guy buying it in bulk. He's the one buying this stuff, you know, in the quantities that we can't. So he's able to get these deals and pass it on to us. He can make a couple bucks and, you know, keep a business going, but at the same time, you know, give us awesome deals, which I've been very happy with. I've been buying from Steven for over a year now. Now, I mentioned this before, but the Instagram sellers are killing it because they are buying in bulk. They don't have the same overhead that like AppMax or JM has or anything like that. So they're able to give you these crazy deals, but they're still super professional. It's not just like some kid in his basement. You know, these are professional people. They handle their business extremely professionally, and they get these packages out. They're secured. They have their own insurance companies and stuff. I mean, it's really awesome. And I'm really glad to see that Steven is growing. He is very, very focused on his business, takes it extremely serious. And this is part of growth, having this new addition, this new option for people. I think it's really, really cool. So Steven, if you happen to be watching this video, congratulations. I think you're killing it, absolutely killing it in the you know, the metals market right now. And I'm really excited to see your growth. I personally think that, you know, 5 years from now, maybe even sooner, he's off Instagram. He's got, you know, a big store online. He's going to be the next, you know, JM or something like that. But, you know, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But his growth is very rapid. And it's because he's always thinking about stuff. He's thinking about how can I make this business better? What can I offer? And like I said, the wholesale club, that's totally cool. And he's coming up with these different ideas all the time. And I congratulate him quite a bit on his focus and his determination and his business sense. You know, he's doing a good job. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to unbox this on camera. Like I said, super excited about it. Love the variety here, even for the prototype. Let's call it the prototype there. I know in the future there's going to be even more variety and stuff. And like I said, if you got the $1,000 box or even more, if you have that kind of pocket change, you would see all kinds of stuff in here. Some gold and platinum and, you know, who knows what. But I am extremely, extremely happy with this variety. And again, this is stuff he knows I like. He knows I love the slab stuff. He knows I bought his rounds before, the 90%, the poured stuff. It's just awesome. Totally digging it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, Steven. I appreciate it. I wish you the very best with the new venture, the new edition of the loot box. I think it is super cool. If you do have any questions, like you could talk to him. You know, he's very open. It's very straightforward. You can ask questions like when he does his lives. And if you never saw it before, even if you're not interested in buying stuff, check it out. Just check it out and see what it's all about. It's super fun. But when he's all done, he does this pillow talk thing where he just turns the camera around on himself and he just answers questions. You know, you got something on your mind, a question about something, you want to know how something works. I have to say the stacking community in general is one of the nicer communities out there. Now, every little, niche spot, like the knife community and the gun community and Zippos and whatever you're into, every collectible has a community, right? But I have to say, the stacking community is just like, there's like a brotherhood there. And it's really special. It's nice. To me, it seems a little bit extra positive compared to, like, let's say the gun community. The gun community out there, there's a lot of bickering, a lot of back and forth, and, my gun's better, and you're stupid for carrying that round, and, all kinds of stupid stuff, right? You're all together for a common purpose because you're all interested in the same thing, right? The knife community, I think, is a little bit better than the gun community, if you ask me. But the stacking community is like, they're up here, because what are you going to argue about? What's better to stack? I mean, yeah, I'm sure people have those discussions, but everyone's really supporting each other. You'll literally see someone buy something on a live and then some totally different person's like, hey man, nice grab. When do you see that? Do you ever have someone at the gun store, you're just picking out a gun and someone comes out like, hey man, good choice. I like that gun. That was very nice. Congratulations. It's just cool. There's a lot of just a lot of positive vibes, if you will. So anyway, that is all. If you guys are interested in precious metals, whether you're already stacking or if you're new, just go over and ask some questions. See what it's all about. I'm telling you, Instagram is where it's at. Now, if you're regularly buying from APMEX or JM or some other place that you're used to buying from, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just there are deals to be had, and you are definitely missing out. So it's worth checking out. So anyway, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And again, stay tuned for this particular knife, which is also one of my favorites. I'll do a separate video on that down the road. But that's it for now. Hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.